Welcome back to Can We Steal You for a Second, where Tyler and I are going to steal you for a second just to talk about this week's Bachelor, week 4 of Bachelor, but week 2 of our podcast.
Yeah,
It was
that's
a
right. That's
wild one.
because that's because I was late. Yeah, it was such a good episode. We're basically gonna break it down for you, go scene by scene basically, and give you our thoughts. So right off the bat, we get Queen Victoria calling, so, took the trash took itself out. What do you think of that? That was pretty nice of Victoria.
The girls, I mean, we'll get more into it throughout the episode because it just gets worse and worse, but the girls this season are just savage. It's the things that come out of their mouth are crazy. Victoria being on the top of that list of things that she says. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I was shocked she said that because I don't think she did anything to Victoria to make her say that. She was just
no,
being a straight bitch. Like, I don't even know how else to say that. There's no reason to call anyone trash unless they're doing something to you that you'd be like, you're fucking trash. Like,
yeah,
what is that? Come on, Victoria. Get your
anyone
shit
that's
together.
been victimized by Victoria this season already literally has done nothing to her. Queen just like picks who she wants to pick, and it honestly really sucks for these girls because it's just like I feel like in past seasons, usually some kind of altercation happens or something leads to these issues, but she just kind of like, oh, Sarah, don't like her. We're gonna go after her. The first one was Mary Lynn, just went after her, no real reason. So she's just like victimizing one after the other.
Yeah, I don't think she likes anyone. And then the infamous Dodo girl, Katie, stood up for her. Katie already seems to be like one of my favorites after initially being Dildo girl. Oh, and that's Ara. That's Ara right there.
Well, we're gonna
First
welcome her
appearance of
to
Ara.
the. Yeah, she's on one today, so we might see her a few times. But but yeah, Katie, Dildo Girl has really made a name for herself. She's probably become one of my favorite girls of this season, just coming through with such mature ways to handle all these situations and really just even compared to seasons in the past, just handling things so well and taking charge where she needs to. So yeah, she came in hot with putting stuff with Victoria away in the beginning and just continues to do so.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. So right after that, we get Matt talking about how he's worried about people leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking this early, really, who gives a shit? Because you have so many people. Like, who cares if people are leaving? If anything, it's a plus. It would suck to send people home all the time.
Yeah.
So anyone leaving, you should just kind of applaud. Like,
Yeah, I
thank
think
you.
yeah, I think it's only I mean, in his position I feel like it would be super hard. It was pretty early on that this happened, so it would be a little stunning in the beginning to be like, man, people can leave on their own. I feel like the bachelorette gets they're like on this pedestal, and then when someone leaves, it's like, oh dang, like I'm not the only one that can send people home. They can take themselves out too. So,
Exactly. Yeah, it's like,
um,
man, all 27 of these people don't love me. Only
yeah,
26 of them do.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah, yeah. That's a hard spot to be in. I mean,
Yeah. Dang it.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard
And
to
then
say.
right after that, Queen Victoria pulls Katie over aside for an apology. I just wrote LMFAO. That was my comment for that.
Yeah, yeah. I
Apology for what? You are a
yeah,
mess, girl. Get it together.
yeah. Victoria doesn't know what she's doing. She likes to hear herself, but she wants to be a part of everything, and then none of it really makes sense. I don't think.
She just wants all the smoke. She wants to
Yeah,
start shit. Like what is her goal every time she even speaks? I don't think she
I
ever
feel
does
that.
anything that helps anyone or
No,
gives anyone insight into her own mind.
no. We know nothing about her. I mean, we don't know a lot about a lot of the girls, but we've heard she's probably taken up most of our screen time so far compared to any other girls. We know nothing about her other than just the spewing craziness that comes out of her mouth. So yeah, we still have no solid points that have come out of Queen Victoria. So
And she has to ask for kisses on the
yeah,
Bachelor.
that's the best part. Not cringy at all.
So then we get to watch Matt work out shirtless, which was just glorious in
Yeah,
every way. And
I
I
got
don't
one more
remember.
right.
I didn't write down who it was, but somebody said "Yum Daddy," and I had to write that down.
I heard that too. I
And
don't
because I
remember.
just loved it so much.
That was like the most Tyler saying that could
Yes.
have been said.
Yeah, I think I had already said it, and then I hear it from, I want to say it was Serena. Serena said "Yum Daddy." I don't know. Whoever said it, everyone was thinking it.
Especially you.
Oh, did I skip? I totally skipped. We're gonna go back because I skipped ahead. We're on the Abigail and MJ group date.
Yes. Yeah, and he this was when Queen Victoria was like talking about being Anna and Elsa, and she was dressed in like this Godfather fur coat. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that looked really bad. And then I'm Elsa, you're Anna. Like, if anything, Anna's better because Anna saved Elsa. Have you never fucking seen Frozen?
Get your facts right before you come at us
What
about
a
Frozen.
stupid comment. Everything she says is stupid.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not good. She doesn't get a good look for herself. But at that group date, we got our first real look at um, Matt and Piper, and I feel like they had a really good connection.
Yeah, I really like
Um,
Piper, except the way she spells her name because it has pie in it.
it's like literally Piper.
It's Piper.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. I'm not against
I
pie, but
mean, yeah,
just shocking.
we love
But
a
yeah,
pie scene.
he pointed out Abigail and MJ, and then he gave the rose to Chelsea.
Yes.
And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Chelsea. She's the one I brought her up last week, but I couldn't remember her name. I just really night one she impressed me a lot, but then we didn't hadn't seen a lot of her since then. But I thought there wasn't even their like little conversation they had during this group date. I thought was really awesome, and she's kind of coming out of the woodwork a little bit. I really like her, and I think the group rose went to her, and I was happy with that as long as it didn't go to the people causing all the crazy drama.
So the next thing I wrote down on my I'm taking note cards like a grown up. So the next thing I wrote down on my note cards is how mature all of the women are, except for Queen Victoria. But I feel like everyone there just has their head on their shoulders. Like they know what they're doing in life, why they're there. Even if it doesn't work out, they're just like with it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this group of girls, you couldn't have asked for a better group of girls to be picking from. Truly, they're besides Queen Victoria, which is why I also think it's so frustrating that she's just like randomly picking and choosing who her victims are going to be because she's picking all these girls and making them go home that if it hadn't been for her, they could have made it far and really shown us like who they are, which is so frustrating. So
Yeah,
he's gonna,
she I think she's picking on everyone, and whoever takes it the worst, she just
yeah, just keeps
uh
going.
keeps going at.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't. That would not bother me in any way. She seen. I mean, I'll go into it later, but like name calling, I don't really care. I don't think name calling is as big a deal as people take it, but it's a hot take for sure. But only if you're willing to say it to the person too. Like I think she's just like I would definitely say she's a bitch, and I would probably tell her that too, and I would give her reasons. Like if it's kind of like how she said in the beginning how she called the girl trash. Like she has no reason to say that.
Yeah.
Like what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. I don't.
So
There's no rhyme or reason for anything she does. So I think if someone wanted to come at her and say something about her, they can come with a lot of receipts, and she has nothing to go for anything that she says. So that really
she
is a
just says it.
downfall for her. Yeah.
Whatever Queen Victoria thinks she says. And
Yeah.
so right after that we get the surprise. I'm assuming you were talking about last time that I didn't
Yes,
know.
this is. Oh, I've been dying waiting for this episode so you could see it.
Yeah, I was
Freaking
not expecting
Bachelor
that.
Yeah,
more
Bachelor
women
Nation
showing up.
first. This is like Bachelor meets Paradise meets Love Island. Like, let's just dumpster fire it all and bring some new women in because he didn't already have enough to choose from.
And so the first one we meet is Brittany, and I think she made the biggest impression initially.
Brittany
And then
Golden with the
yeah,
kiss. Yeah, she came in hot and ready
yeah,
to
she
cause
she
some
was ready to
problems.
go, and I really liked her. Like right off the bat, she seemed really cool, and just she was owning it. She was ready to
Yeah,
go. She was a
yeah,
perfect girl to bring in for the second part
yeah.
because
She's
she
bringing
seemed
in
like ready
first
for the
and
fire.
yep, yep. Some people, some people wouldn't be good in that situation, but she definitely came in hot.
And then Queen Victoria calls her a slore. That's a new one.
Yeah, this was a fun word. You know, we really now she's coming up with her own stuff. So it's just now
Yeah,
she's
I mean,
combining her favorite words she's called other people. She's just like putting them together for the new people. So
yeah, she can't call one name; she has to call two at once. So that's
yeah,
good.
she's getting really.
Oh,
I'm
and
gonna.
then the Miss Puerto Rico, is that who it was?
Yeah, that was Catalina.
Catalina. She
Hmm.
comes in with her crown on. I can't
Yes.
believe how much I wrote Queen Victoria down. I'm like annoyed at it. But she literally took her crown off
Off.
her fucking
Yes.
head.
Off of her head. Didn't ask. Just grabbed it off her head. I would have
What?
not dealt with that well. Like, don't touch me. Who are you? She's just too
E-
much.
If I was sitting in that room and I wasn't involved, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing, you weird ass?"
Yeah, it was a lot.
Like, would you walk up and take someone's like bracelet off or their necklace off? Like, hey, I want it.
Yeah. No.
No,
She's Queen Victoria Tyler. She's the queen. No one
that
else can
that
have a
was
crown.
another level. That was invading her space to a level that was ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right after that, we get our love, our man Ben Higgins.
Yes. We got to see Ben Higgins on our screen one more time, which Ben Higgins is probably my favorite, definitely my favorite Bachelor, but one of my favorite people out of the franchise. But I just love that they bring in people to give advice that weren't successful on the show, which is really really makes me laugh when they. But in all jokes aside, he's a great person to get advice from. But he was not successful in finding love on on The Bachelor.
For a
But
little while, I guess,
a
technically.
little, I mean, yeah, you more than others if we want to go down the line. But
Yeah.
it just makes me laugh. But love Ben
I'll
Higgins.
I'll forever be sad that he didn't pick JoJo.
Yeah, JoJo's the best. But JoJo's thriving, so and Ben's thriving too now. So it all
Why?
works
Why is
out.
he thriving?
He's getting engaged, or he is engaged and getting married this year. So
I didn't know that.
yeah, he's engaged. Someone has nothing to do with The Bachelor.
Oh well,
You
that
know,
won't last.
just just a regular person. How crazy is that? Yeah, they're supposed to get married in late this year. So he's doing great. JoJo's missed her wedding last year, but supposed to get married this year. So
We'll
they're all
see.
doing good.
So then we transition into the next group date with the pumpkin race.
Yeah, what was this date? First of all, like the most random thing ever, but those were some impressive pumpkins.
How do
Like,
you get so many 1,000-pound pumpkins?
you know what's funny? This is like the most Indiana thing ever. I was watching with Tyler and I's cousin last night, who was involved with the 4-H when he was younger and growing big pumpkins like this, and we were in awe of how many massive pumpkins they had. I was like, this is probably no one else in the world cares about this, but those are impressive pumpkins, and they were
Yeah,
riding in
I
them.
wanted to hear more about the pumpkins. Like, where did they get them from?
Yeah, and they were just there. They had to be kind of hard to get to that and get there, and then they had to carve them
Yeah.
out. Like that was a lot of work put into that.
And then those girls had to sit in a 1,000-pound pumpkin. Like,
Yeah,
that's gross.
right now gross. It doesn't seem like it should float like it was. Like they should just be riding in them. But it worked out, I guess.
Yeah, it
Except Maggie.
did.
Maggie was
Except for
struggling.
Maggie.
Poor Maggie. She did
She
not
barely
know.
touched her paddle. Her paddle would just like touch the top of the water, and she thought she'd just go.
Yeah,
That's not how
I was
physics
dying
works,
how they
Maggie.
were like coaching her on the side of like how to maneuver her pumpkin. It was great. And then they moved into like the leaf where they were trying to find their nuts in the leaves. And this was a race, but it was if you were watching it, it was the least and like they were not moving fast through this race. Like they were just like throwing leaves in the air. Like I was
Yeah,
like, aren't you supposed
you'd
to be
be
like
diving
finding
in.
something?
Yeah,
Like this is so yeah, it was just an interesting day all around.
Maggie would have won the date. That's the bottom line. Not Maggie, Maggie. You, Maggie.
Yeah,
You would have
no,
won the
like
date because Maggie would
why?
have been going hard for those nuts.
Yes. Did you see they like quickly zoomed past the nut trophy for the girl that won?
Yeah.
Need that. Need the nut trophy. Like that they just like didn't really show it, but they showed it. I was like, that's amazing. I need that.
Yeah, they really did. I just saw a glimpse of the nuts, but
Yeah,
it is a cool trophy.
it was hilarious. I loved it. And they were dressed as squirrels, which just is a whole other thing. It's just the weirdest day ever, but it works, I guess.
It was better than last year's dates. At least they were more creative.
I agree. They have been provided with a lot cooler stuff this time around. So even if that
So
means chasing nuts through leaves, I guess.
so from there we get the one-on-one with Michelle, where she goes on the hot air balloon and they pop balloons. What'd
Yeah,
you
and I
think of that
think
date?
so. Michelle's one of the new girls, which really pissed off the rest of the house because the new girl got a one-on-one day after they've all been waiting. So that was like really just made everyone super mad. But I loved that day. I love Michelle. I think Matt loves Michelle. Um, she's a former D1 athlete. She's a
I didn't
teacher.
know that.
Worked with yeah. She was a basketball player. I don't
Oh,
know
cool.
where at. Did I write it down? I don't think.
What position did she play?
I have no idea. I don't know. But she was D1 basketball player. Um, I also loved, how they were doing like all the crazy zip line and just different crazy things that were scary, I guess. And usually during, these kind of dates always happen on The Bachelor, and usually it's like, oh, I'm scared, and they like play into this scared thing to get attention from The Bachelor. They were just going, they're like doing it. Like that is my kind of girl, just doing the day, having fun, enjoying it, not like being all, oh my god, I'm so it was great. I loved
I'm
it.
so high up, I might die.
It was great. I mean, they like for 1 second were like, oh crap, like that's what we're doing, and then they just did it, went on with it. It was really cute. I loved it. And then
The hot air balloon looked like it was about 25 feet off the ground. That looked a little disappointing.
yeah, I don't think they were that high. But she did make a good point that he's really tall in the hot air balloon, and I was worried like his head was gonna catch on fire or something. But but no, I really really liked that date. I think he likes Michelle a lot, and I think that's gonna make one. It's either gonna put a target on Michelle's back for hopefully not Queen Victoria, but somebody, or it's gonna just make everyone mad because she's new and I think he really likes her.
Yeah, I do too. I thought their relationship looked like really strong right off the bat.
Yeah. And production has been like coming in hot with making the other girls mad. Like first they watched the fireworks knowing, a couple episodes ago, knowing the people in the day are watching the fireworks. This week they provided them with binoculars so
I
they could
was on
watch.
my car.
Like
They
here's
gave
some
them, but not.
binoculars. Look around while they
That is
while they
exactly what
kiss
I
in the
wrote.
hot air balloon. I was dying. I was like, they're coming in hot this time around. So I guess they don't have anything else to do while they're stuck at the place.
That would suck.
So,
Just imagine being there and you just like don't see him for like 3 days and then you get to see him. It's like, man,
and
that
they're
was a
like, "Hey,
long
come
three
here,
days.
watch this with binoculars." And you're like, "Okay." No, I love it. They're really not playing around. So
Oh yeah, I forgot to say who won the group rose, and Bree won the group rose.
Bray, he really likes Bray too. I think she was, the first date of the season.
Yeah,
Really liked her then. She's so sweet, so beautiful. You can't not like
yeah, I
her, I
love
think.
I love Bree. I said it right off the bat. I figured Final Four, and I
Yeah.
still think that. Although I do
Yeah,
think Michelle throws a wrench into this a little bit.
I do too. I think um yeah. Of the five new girls, Michelle's definitely, I think, gonna be the one that stays the longest and could potentially go the distance to one of the last few. So I think it's gonna cause some problems.
So now we come back to the Yum Daddy statement and the boxing date. That
Yeah,
boxing date was intense. They were
it
fucking smacking each other.
it was very intense. Well, first of all,
Maggie would win this date.
yes, I thought it was like so cool and looked super fun, but they were not playing around. And I don't think, well, Matt was like not into it. He was like, okay, like this is too much. If someone gets hurt, because like this is just too much. He was not into them like going all out. Like,
No, he
I don't
wasn't.
know.
He wanted to shut it down like as soon as it
Yeah,
started.
they were going for full on KOs. Like it was ridiculous.
Serena got
Not
punched in the nose so hard. That was pretty awesome. Like I can't believe how well she took it too.
Yeah,
I don't even know if
for
I'd take it that well. I'd be like, shit, let's
no.
stop.
I know that would make me mad. And like, who wants to just do that while they're on The Bachelor? Like, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get black eyes and be stuck the next week with black eyes and a broken nose. Like, no one wants to do that while they're on The Bachelor.
Yeah, that was a little much.
But they did. I like was so excited when they had Wells there, and they keep bringing Wells in. I like verbally screamed Wells when he was there because I just love Wells so much, and he's so funny, and they're just not giving him the jokes and the screen time that he needs, and it makes me very upset because I know he's there saying like hilarious things, and they just show him like he's just there. So I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get more Wells action while he was there.
Yeah, I like him too. I barely even noticed he was there.
I know, and it that has to be so like maddening for him because he has to quarantine and go there and film this show, and then they don't even show anything he says. I was so upset. I love Wells.
Yeah, this could be easily be like a 3-4 hour show. They could show way more.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
need
And
to do it like Big Brother where they show like 3 episodes a week.
I would be here for that. Some people want it, but
I
I would
would.
be down. I would be down. They also, I love how they're like, you're going to be boxing in front of a live audience. And they've done that a couple times in the past two seasons, and it's always just the other girls because they can't do anything live anymore. And that just sucks because the other girls have to be the live audiences right now, and that just really stinks for them because in past times there really is live audiences. Like you can sign up to go to these dates and just as like a person, but not anymore. So it's just
Yeah,
awkward.
as
They're
bored as
making
I
like
would be there, I mean, I figured it wouldn't be that bad, but
you know,
it's still you're watching someone else date, so
yeah,
I
they're
don't
just
know.
like they're just have to be part of every date at this point, which is crazy, whether they're on it or not. So
So then we finish the show with the group date where it's all the original girls. Well, I guess it's the same date, but it's just later in the evening where they all
mm-hmm,
change clothes.
mm-hmm,
And Katie's all worked up because she feels like she's bullying or people are bullying the new people, but not really. They're just kind of like we were here first.
yeah,
I thought that was like who gives a shit?
yeah. I mean, it would. I feel like it would be frustrating when you're there, but at the same time, it's like, why do we keep talking about it? Like, it's not going to change just if we keep
Yeah,
just being mad about it.
I
But
sure as hell wouldn't have went and told Matt though. That seems like it's going to start something that for no reason.
well, I feel like when we kind of missed this back in some throughout the episode when Anna started talking about Brittany being the sex worker,
Oh yeah, we
and
did. How do we skip that?
I don't know, but she's of course she took that information to Queen Victoria. Of all
Hmm.
the people she could have talked about this to, she had a sit down meeting with Queen Victoria and has kind of made herself. I mean, right now she's the only other one in the house I really am not a fan of anymore because of the situation. Just talking to Victoria and starting all these rumors about this girl she doesn't even know, and pretty intense rumors. Like Katie said when she went to Matt at the end of the episode, like these aren't just like fights
Yeah,
going on. Like this is
yeah,
a
that part is
nationally
definitely worth telling
televised
Matt.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she's telling everyone that this woman has, does things she may or may not even do that could change her life. Like I sometimes feel like when information gets taken to the lead, it's usually dumb and it starts a big fight and that person ends up looking bad and going home anyway. But I did feel like Katie, when she took this bit of information to Matt, like it actually seemed like it was going to be
yeah, yeah. I
helpful
I agree
or,
with that.
yeah, like she was really trying to look out for people, not cause more problems, which I know it will cause more problems, but she's really just shown up several times in this season so far, being, trying to help people out and not trying to cause issues. I really do like Katie for that.
Yeah, it's like I can't imagine sitting there and being asked if I was a sex worker.
Yeah, just
That like, what do you even say to that? Like, nah, no, I've never been asked that before.
yeah, like what kind of question? And like, yeah, it's just even, we don't know her life, like, and you just heard this from random people out in the world. So like, let if that's what she does, let her handle that with Matt and figure out what they want to do about that. And if that's not like, it's none of your business, like what she does, even if it's true or not true. So I don't know. Yeah, how do you handle that situation? Anna looked really bad, and she took it to the worst person in the house to start this
Anna
information with.
Anna always looks like she's like about to smile, but
Yeah, she's
also she's like
yeah, she's got
like
those.
like she doesn't know what to do. Like she can't just sit there relaxed face. She's like trying to smile, but she's also thinking, "Holy shit, this is awful."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think following all of this, she's going to be lasting long. And I hope Queen Victoria's ending her reign soon here because I'm over I'm over Queen Bee.
I can't imagine Matt liking her in any way. There's no
No,
way.
there's absolutely no way, but that's the lay of the land here in Bachelorette. Did you did you know when she has the nerve to call someone else weird and like a serial killer? I was like, interesting. Let's just we're just gonna skip over that
of,
part.
of all the people to bring up weird in a serial
I was
killer.
like, okay, all right.
So I wrote down some of my like favorites or people I like. I've got five right now, which I had been saying four, but now I think there's five. My favorite still is Rachel.
Love Rachel. We
She
haven't
is
seen much
she's a
of her,
boss.
but I
Yeah.
do like her a lot. I think when she comes in, she's gonna turn things around even more.
Yeah, they seem to have a good connection like just
Yeah, just
instantly.
with
And
the
then
little stuff they have done.
there's Chelsea. I really like Chelsea.
Yes, I do.
Katie, Bree, and Michelle, which I just added. Those are like the ones I like the most. I don't know if Katie will stand the fire of all this, but at
I
least the
think
other four.
I agree. I think Katie's getting big bachelor edits, so we'll see. I don't think she's gonna end up with Matt, but I think we could definitely see her in a role, an important role in the future with how she's going so far. She's really changing the game for some things that need to be done on the show and not let all this bullying stuff go on.
So I'm gonna pick a winner each week. So this week, if I had to pick the final two, I'd pick it Bree and Rachel, and I think Bree's gonna win.
Yeah, I I say, man, it's so hard. I would say Brie and Michelle wins.
All right.
So
Well, that
we'll
that's
go with
our
that.
that's our guess for week 4, and that basically wraps it up. And I think this has been a great season so far. It's like retro, back to normal Bachelor, and it's
It
great.
does it does feel that way even at the resort. It still feels way better than last season.
Yeah, and I know Maggie told me there is some news this week
A
too.
lot of big
That
news. But before I get to that, did you see the credit scene with Matt dancing for Maggie?
no, no.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's usually those scenes are so dumb, and it was still dumb, but you need to roll back and watch it because she was talking about how she loves dance and like dance is part of her culture and asked if he would dance for her. So that he just literally stands up, no music, no nothing, and starts doing like a cluster of TikTok dances, just doing
Is
them, and it just is the most awkward scene you'll ever watch, and it was great.
is
So
it
you
for the
need to.
scenes for the next episode?
No, it was just like how they always play a dumb scene during the credit roll.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I didn't watch that.
it's pretty epic, and it just he was part of the quarantine crew where they did all this TikTok stuff, and it just really showed that he was way too involved in TikTok over quarantine, and she was like, "Oh yeah," like it was terrible. So play that back for a good laugh if you haven't
Oh, I'm
seen
gonna
it.
have to find that.
Okay, a little bit of Bachelor news, and we've only had a couple days, but Bachelor Nation never sleeps, so we've got a little bit of news. Um, so right after Christmas, we had a breakup between Peter Weber and Kelly Flanagan, um, which kind of came out of nowhere. Seems to be some weird stuff going on there, but Kelly has stated that she would definitely consider being the bachelorette after the Peter breakup. Um,
Ooh, I would not like that at all.
you're not a Kelly fan.
No, I'm not a Kelly fan. She was super. I thought she was weird the whole time. I couldn't believe he picked her.
He didn't pick her. He dated her after the show.
I can't. Yeah, I can't believe he picked her at all.
I think I think she I think she was not a good person for this show. But I do really like Kelly in what we've seen from her since the show. I just think she didn't thrive in the setting that she was in on the show. I don't know
Yeah,
how she
there's
would be as the Bachelorette, but has really taken by storm. So we'll
like
see.
for Peter to go through the whole thing, everything you went through, and then after the fact, pick her out and date her out of
I'm
everyone in the
not.
world. Like that's just that shocked me, I guess. I no.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not a Peter stan anymore. I don't. He's now dated 4 women from his show. Like, he just seems like he just can't get it together, figure out what he wants to do. And I think he just needs to, like, bow out of Bachelor Nation and go elsewhere because, like, how many more people can you pick out, like, from from the show? But I'm sure he could pick a few more if he wanted to. So
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
it probably will. Maybe he'll be the Bachelor again.
I hope not. That was probably one of my least favorite seasons. So I'm hoping that does not happen.
Oh, I
Um,
don't think he was my least favorite season.
it was, I don't know. It was interesting. But also, Hannah Brown, speaking of people that have dated Peter Weber, Hannah
Hmm.
Brown recently came out with a new boyfriend. So we've been watching her journey since the end of everything she went through. Her back and forth with Tyler Cameron, and they kind of got on YouTube a couple months ago and put all that to rest. And so she finally was able to move on. So now she's come out with her new boyfriend Adam. So we'll see where that goes.
So no one
And
I know, just some model.
he's a model. He's a model in LA. I don't know him either, but they are now together and they were seen out yesterday. So we'll see how that goes. And the last bit of Bachelor news is Diggy from Rachel's season announced today that he and his girlfriend Jennifer are expecting a baby girl. So I really liked Diggy when he was on. So that's
These are
exciting.
deep Bachelor news tidbits that I would have never found out.
Listen, you just gotta know the right people. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, that's all since Sunday. So it's only been 2 days, and this is the news that we get from Bachelor
Yeah,
Nation. So
that is a lot for just 2 days.
Bachelor Nation never sleeps. There's always something going on. So we'll see. By this time next week, there could be so many things that happen.
Yep. So that's our show for today. We're on Instagram now. It's in the bottom corner. We're at Steal You for a Second. Steal You for a Sec, and the number 4. So you can find us on there. Maggie's posting. She posted when she was watching at the party she was at, and she's always talking about Bachelor 24/7.
That's all I do, basically. That's it. That's it.
So we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe and so you can see our future episodes. And we'll be back next time. We'll ask you, can we steal you for a second? See ya.